James Comey has been at the center of some of the most important political happenings in America in the last 2 decades. He was the director of the FBI from 2013 until he was dismissed by President Trump shortly after Comey testified before the Senate about Russia's attempt to influence the 2016 election on Trump's behalf. In July of 2015, Comey held a press conference about the investigation of candidate Hillary Clinton's emails. This revelation played a role in the election of Trump.
As a U.S. attorney, he prosecuted members of the New York crime family, and during the Bush administration, he was also involved in cases involving the warrantless domestic surveillance program and the torture of terror suspects, so he has more than enough real-world knowledge to pour into fiction.
And that's what he's done with his book about the mob and murder and lawyers in New York. It's called Central Park West, a crime novel. James Comey joins us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. It's great to be with you.
We were just saying it's a little disconcerting seeing you not in a suit. That's how everyone's used to seeing you.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. I asked, do you want to buy a really tall suit? Because I don't wear them anymore.
So I have to say it's, when most people don't know who the FBI director is, you became a very famous FBI director, and you became a very polarizing figure. Looking back, is it hard now to see how politics is tied into these decisions, or do you feel like people have a false idea that politics is tied into decisions with the FBI?
Yeah, it's painful. I think a lot of people have an impression that's false, that the FBI was political. We were trying not to be on anybody's team, but in a polarized environment, people were going to have a firm view that you must be for the other guys.
Do you have regrets looking back on some of the decisions you made?
Oh, plenty. I mean, first of all, main regret is that we were involved at all. The big decisions, they still seem the same to me. Lots of small things I screwed up, but the big decisions, even if I were stuck in that spot again, I'd have to do the same thing.
On a recent interview, you were joking with Jen Psaki that you could see President Trump accepting the nomination in an ankle monitor. But what do you make so far of the criminal investigations into former President Trump? I mean, he's still a very popular figure in the Republican Party.
Yeah, and the federal ones look like they're being conducted by a pro because we don't know anything about them, really. And the most serious of them seems to me to be the one involving the classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. I don't know whether he'll be charged. She was asking me what possible futures might we face. He could be charged, he could not be. I don't know well enough the state cases to offer a strong view there, but this looks to me like the rule of law doing what it does, looking at the evidence, trying to decide whether a case should be brought.
The special counsel, John Durham, recently concluded that he thought the FBI should never have launched that full Trump-Russia probe because there was uncorroborated intelligence. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, buried in his report, he says they should have investigated it. They just shouldn't have opened a full, is a very technical thing in the FBI. They should have opened a prelim, but he agrees we had to investigate that. So, okay, and that's not a meaningful difference.
What are your thoughts now? I mean, that you're out of this, I mean, it was such a part of your life, for such a big part of your life.
Yeah.
So is this, you're turning to fiction writing because you just have to get away from all of that?
No, I'm turning to fiction writing because one of my editors on my nonfiction books nudged me to, and at first I said, nah. And then I tried it and found it addictive because I could take people inside the institutions I've known, inside those FBI rooms, those courtrooms, in a way that's more free because it's fiction. So I found it harder, but much more fun than I expected. So now I want to dress like this when I grow up.
Yeah.
So tell us about the experiences that you drew from your, I mean, just really accomplished career into making a novel.
Well, I was a mob prosecutor in Manhattan in the 80s and 90s. And then when I was writing this, my daughter was the chief of the Violent and Organized Crime Unit at the same U.S. Attorney's Office and prosecuting Jeffrey Epstein and then Epstein's partner in abusing young girls, a woman named Ghislaine Maxwell. And she was doing it in the same courtroom I had prosecuted John and Joe Gambino. So it made it a labor of love to write it because I didn't think about me. I was informed by my experiences, but I thought about today, and my girl is standing in the same courtroom. And so my protagonist is a woman named Nora Carlton. And it flew out of me kind of because of that.
So you're telling it's really a lot of family ties. Your other daughter's a writer as well, right?
Yep, writer, and they're all love me enough to help me and to give me great feedback on my writing. But it's me trying to draw and tell people the places I've been. So I've already written the second one. I was the general counsel of the world's largest hedge fund, and this is going to be a crime novel that takes place in that weird and wonderful world.
But this book was your first attempt at fiction.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
And you said it just flew. You didn't get writer's block or any difficulties?
It did. Well, it's hard in that nonfiction imagination is forbidden. I just had to get right. My encounters with George W. Bush or Barack Obama, I had to tell the story in an accurate way. This is the reverse. Imagination is everything. And so you have to come up with characters, which was easy because I based them on people I knew. But then you got to keep their voices the same. You got to keep the story in a way that's not tricking the reader, but holding their interest. It's a whole different thing, but I found it fun doing it, even though it was hard.
For better or for worse, you'll always be tied to Donald Trump because of history. I'm just curious, have you had any interactions with him since your dismissal in 2017 at all?
No, we're not in Christmas card touch.
No.
At all.
Nothing.
No.
No. Well, it's interesting to see what you've done and how your life has pivoted since then, and we wish you the best with the novel. And for people is there a book signing coming up? Is that why you're in town?
Yeah, tonight I'm with Scott Turow.
Scott Turow,
Yeah.
famous Chicago author. You went to University of Chicago Law School. Did you go with him?
I did. No, but I read his book when it first came out, Presumed Innocent, and lit me on fire.
Oh, it's a great book.
Yeah.
All right. Well, James Comey's with Scott Turow at Anderson's Bookshop in Naperville tonight at 7. The book is Central Park West. Thanks for being here.
Great to be with you.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
meet
this.
you. Thanks for being here.